Okay, so the short answer is just no, but hey, we got some actual good stuff to talk about here. So let's just go over the banners real quick, like just the 5 stars, right? Kinich, he seems all right. We don't know how, like, damage he actually is going to do. We don't know that much, right? But he seems all right. He doesn't seem Yoimiya level, because I think the way that he works is that he does an explosion on his big hit that you build up towards. They've done like a whole little reveal thing for him, so we know a little bit about his kit. So it seems like he can actually hit multiple opponents, which is what I feared was not going to be the case, but he can actually hit multiple opponents. So that makes me really want him. But let's talk about Raiden. So Raiden, she's all right. I wouldn't say she's good anymore. Like, just, we have basically any 5-star DPS that comes out right now is going to be better than her. It's just the sad story of power creep, right? She's just not that good anymore. Like, she just isn't really. Overload is her best team, though, and, well, we have Chevy, and then also Toma, which you can, well, actually, I don't know if Toma can proc with a Raiden. I don't necessarily know. But we have Kujosara, which is also a good character to use with her, depending on what team you're running, right? So yeah, Overload, C0. I will say just this quick little bit here. My C3 Raiden does not feel as strong as my Arlecchino or my Nevi. I'm just going to flat out say that. Like, she's good, but not to the point where I'm like, wow, let's go, yeah, she's great. No, she's all right at best, I would say. Like, I don't know. I just really, even at C2, C3, no, I just can't. And that's also with their signature weapon. I have her C3 with her signature weapon. She feels kind of meh. I'd rather invest into more newer characters than, summon for constellations. If you do like the character, though, I can see why you would want to summon on her. She's not a dead character, I would say, but she certainly has gotten worse and just really is not up to the level of other characters, right? Now, let's talk about the 4 stars. Chevy finally getting her return. This is the first time she's returned, and I'm now skipping this banner. It's great. It's just great. But Chevy is great. Toma is great because Toma is very good in his niche, right? He's niche, but he is insanely good in his niche, right? I would say people are definitely underrating him because calling him mid doesn't necessarily do him justice when he's not. He is niche, but he is really good in that niche. So it's like, I don't think that he's top tier because he is niche, but I definitely don't think that he's mid, just flat out mid. He is really good. It would be like saying Kujosara is mid. Like, she's not really mid. You just need to have the certain characters there for her. Like Raiden, I basically think is the only character that actually functions with her, but she is really good with Raiden, right? So it's not necessarily justified to say, oh, yep, mid. Like, that's not... Kujosara is a lot better than just mid, right? And then Chevy at C6, she just completely changes Overload teams and, destroys the game with Overload, right? And basically revitalize the entire reaction. So, very good Chevy. Just simple. Very good Chevy. So, yeah, that's basically all I have to say with that. And now they haven't actually tweeted out the weapon details for Kenich's weapon. However, we can assume that it's going to be based in burn teams. So, I wouldn't recommend summoning for it because it's burn. And I don't think there's a single Claymore, maybe Dea, that wants to burn. Yeah, so I don't recommend summoning for this at all. And then we have Raiden's weapon, which is good, but when paired with Kenich's weapon, I don't necessarily know if I would, say this is a good banner. It's an alright banner. It's got Sack Sword as the 4-star, which is good. Favonius Lance, which is a great weapon. Sacrificial Bow, not necessarily as good. Widzith is alright, and then Rain Slasher is awful. I don't think that there's a single character that actually likes using that weapon. So yeah, overall, that's my thoughts on these banners. I don't recommend people summon for them, but, oh yeah, and I forgot to bring up. So last note just about the character banners and why you shouldn't summon for them. We know Xilonen is gonna be top, we know. She's getting 40% elemental damage bonus, and then she's giving 6th energy. Like, she's gonna be really good. Like, I don't know. I would rather spend my primos on Xilonen for the chance that she's a good support than a main DPS, which may not necessarily be the greatest, right? And also, don't forget, we have the Pyro Archon, which is going to probably change Mulaney and Kenich's entire team, and they're going to function so much better, because I imagine these two definitely would benefit from a Pyro off-field applicator, which is very clear that, hey, yeah, Pyro Archon's probably going to be that, and she's probably going to do something else on top of that, so we can just assume that she's going to be, like, the best character in the game, basically. This is definitely a weird batch because we just don't necessarily have a lot of information. We don't necessarily know how things are going to turn out. And I think it's better to play safe than sorry, but, you know, hey, you're probably just better off saving, see what happens. These are 4. or 5.0 characters. They could easily rerun in like 5.4. When did... I know we had Nilou and Sinnoh as like the sort of dual... Shut up. So if I go back and look at the banner history for 3.0, so going back and looking at the banner history for 3.0, 3.1 introduces Nilou and Sinnoh, and Sinnoh got his rerun in, I believe, 3.5. And then a little bit after that, we got Nilou in 3.6. So these characters could be coming back. Not necessarily recent, but after we see how the Pyro Archon functions, we could be better advised into what we want to summon for, right? Because 2.0 brought Yoimiya and Ayaka, right? And I believe those characters reran in... Okay, Ayaka took till 2.6 to rerun, actually. So, and then Yoimiya didn't get a rerun till 2.8. Basically to the end of 2.0 series. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Yeah, overall, you know, it's a gamble whether, you know, Mulaney is going to come back super fast or Kinich is going to come back super fast. I think seeing how popular Mulaney is just due to her massive power, I do think that she could come back relatively fast, like maybe 5.5 or 5.4 probably, I would more say. But we will have to see. I don't necessarily know. I mean, Risley, guys, Risley came out. Archons have guaranteed rerun spots, right? I'll say that. Archons have very good guaranteed rerun spots. So in 4.1, right, when Risley got his, you know, release banner, he hasn't gotten one since. It is going to be a full year. That is the kind of gamble you're taking. And it is a gamble. It is a very big gamble. And I would say Kinich could fall under this 4.1 or 5.0 to, you know, 6.2. You know, who knows? Who knows? Maybe Kinich does fall under that. Because honestly, it makes no sense why they haven't reran Risley. It makes no sense. I mean, he is a very mid character, so maybe they just don't really care to rerun him, you know? But, yeah, overall, that's all I have to say. I just think that, you know... It's a gamble, but I think it's a gamble worth taking to save, you know, because the Pyro Archon, she will at least make your account better, probably, even depending on whatever characters you have, because it doesn't necessarily have to be Kinich or Mulaney that the Pyro Archon affects and, you know, drastically changes, right? So yeah, I would say overall, that is what we're looking at. I'm going to summon for Xilonen, you know, we'll see how that goes. I'm going to be following my advice, probably. I don't know. Kinich seems pretty good. I am very curious to see how Kinich, you know, goes about things. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.